Jinx here with Complex News. Russell Simmons stopped by Complex this morning for an impromptu interview to discuss some of the recent events that have captured the attention of scores of American citizens. Those events, in short, are the repeated killings of unarmed black men by police and the pattern of those police being held completely unaccountable for these actions. Russell spoke to us about what he feels needs to happen next, the power of celebrity involvement in activism, and an initiative that he's getting involved in that will hopefully draw awareness to these issues and encourage others to become involved as well. Check it out.
So Wednesday, they'll be, they're putting together a list of demands that they want to see happen. We're going to put it together in a letter to the Attorney General. Obviously, the first thing we want is indictments. Both of these police officers have to go to trial. And I just saw that the Attorney General, the state Attorney General, said he wants to move quickly because he wants people to restore faith in the system. Those two indictments will not be enough. We have to change the system that allows for this kind of abuse to happen. These broken window laws. You know, cops should wear cameras. Sensitivity training, you can't be afraid of every black kid in the street. Diversity, we can't have a full white police force police a black community. These things are simple, and the list of demands will be simple and achievable. But we ain't gonna rest until we get them. I pointed to a statistic that in 2010, they prosecuted 162,000 cases, and only 11 people were not indicted. So it's like lightning striking 2 times in the exact same place.
Yeah.
Or it's a tremendous miscarriage of justice. People don't all know that. It's just the people who are thoughtful and who are conscious and who are protesting today that know that. But tomorrow, that message is going to get out. You know, everybody, I've spoken to everybody from Miley Cyrus, who was shocked by that number and wants to now campaign for justice. Or Nas, who was just trying to figure out where best can he put his efforts. Everybody between Nas and Miley Cyrus and the tens of millions, possibly hundreds of millions of Instagram followers who are not that aware of how bad the injustice was. And when they find out, those 4,000 people are going to turn to 40, possibly 100,000 people. And what's nonviolent and productive and disruptive will be a multiple that they won't be able to contain. And that's what's coming now.
I guess it's always what's on people's minds and wondering how long we're going to stick to a topic and if we're going to follow it through and getting more people involved.
We haven't even begun to do this shit yet. Like I said, you know, a lot of the people in the mainstream don't understand, and I think social media hasn't even started to work in their favor yet. I give you an example. When I wrote the letter that was signed by the NAACP and the Urban League and the Drug Policy Alliance and Reverend Jackson, Reverend Sharpton, and a bunch of imams and rabbis and, you know, and Brad Pitt and Cameron Diaz, all these celebrities signed the letter. It was a great letter. Sent the letter to the Attorney General about what the president should have done the day he went into office, which was change the way he charges first-time drug offenders. The White House didn't want the letter sent. It's, can we wait? Why? Because we black, we should wait. You think gay rights waits? You think other people wait? No. Sent a letter. The letter, they took it. Attorney General sat on it, although he acknowledged it. When Justin Bieber tweeted out about the prison industrial complex, that day the Attorney General called.
Wow. Because
it's going pop. I can't imagine what happens when everybody realizes how unjust this is, and we're going to make sure that everybody who's in the hip-hop community and all those pop hip-hop fans, friends, community members, when they tweet it, when they Instagram it, when they take this message to the mainstream, it's going to make them move. So that's the plan. And the plan begins Wednesday when we deliver the list of demands.
There's this argument between should these cultural figures get involved. You know, sometimes they're actors, sometimes they're musical artists, and how important their say-so is. But from the information you've given us alone,
they can say whatever they want about. I mean, I don't. You know, they don't have to. Look, I got charities. I run 5 charities. When Jay-Z waves at my charity, we make money.
Yeah.
Any of the celebrities, they make a difference.
Yeah.
And when they get involved in social and political causes, it matters. You can't shit. You run for president next time. You want those 32 million followers of whoever the pop celebrity is. The revolution ain't gonna come. The real dramatic shift ain't gonna come till it's a pop phenomena.
Yeah.
And it's kind of coming that way already. Not like Q-Tip and J. Cole and
all these
other, and you know, and Mos Def and Chris Rock and you know all these other artists aren't tweeting already and Instagramming already, but they haven't really put their foot in it yet.
Yeah, they kind of showed all that they can offer.
Yeah, the biggest pop stars haven't put their foot in it yet. We haven't heard from some of our bigger stars.
And that was my question, you know. We remember when you brought Kanye to Occupy and exposed him to what was going on out there. And, you know, Jay-Z, of course, being one of the biggest figures worldwide, let alone in hip-hop. What's to be said about them in the time that they seem like they're silent?
You know, I don't think anybody owes anybody anything. We all got to sleep at night.
True.
I feel a burden. I know that celebrity is valuable and useful in promoting social change and lifting other people's lives up, and I get a kick out of it. You know what I mean? I run 5 charities, 4 now. But I enjoy it. I enjoy when I go to a program that I produced or the Peacekeepers in 25 cities. Everybody doesn't have to do that. But just a tweet, just a word of inspiration means a lot. And all those who can give us that, I appreciate. I'm gonna call on everybody. So whoever don't show up said no, because I'm gonna call everybody. And I hope that they all wanna be useful in helping this generation to solve some of the problems that their kids are gonna face.
Yeah, when you look at the generation that's just learning about this stuff and maybe experiencing it for the first time, you know, some of the, I guess people would call millennials and even younger and some a little bit older, who are their leaders? I think that's what a lot of times you look out in these movements, people are looking for a figure of leadership or figures.
You know, you have the older people who know struggle, who came from struggle, and who've not, you know, achieved everything they want for their people. You have Reverend Sharpton, Reverend Jackson, you have Minister Farrakhan, you have old civil rights leaders who still pray that there be a next generation to take the ban. But this next generation, coming out of hip hop, if they are, some of these young, like Nas could be a leader.
Yeah.
Nas could be a leader. I always called him the president of hip hop. Because when I finished talking to Nas, I felt like, damn, whoever I can't reach, because I can get anybody on the phone, but can I make a move? Nas can make a move. Having him involved in the press conference and at that place and at that time. And Puffy is a leader.
Yeah.
Puffy will put his foot in this shit. I know it. And I know that he can get whoever I can't get. So I feel very strong that very strong that if we don't start to see real results, that justice will come anyway, that they won't be able to stop it.
Well, we're definitely going to keep our eyes on Wednesday and going forward and see what happens, and hopefully things they move in the direction.
You guys have been covering this, and I appreciate it. You know, just stay on it.
We will.
Thank you.